Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one, a difficult one. Pardon me, I just did a burp. Nerds will inherit the copier world. Yes, they will, folks. I do believe they will. Through thick and thin, we will. We will prevail as a group. We the photocopier nerds and geeks, known as the toner heads, we will succeed. We are hardcore and powerful when we get into our medium. We get in the fucking, what's the word? In our element, the photocopier world. Even though the copier world hates us, currently we're not respected by the establishment in that place, but we're going to fight for it. And I'm going to win, and they're going to win. And we're going to redesign the photocopier from scratch. So yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see what we have here. Looks like some kind of reflector, perhaps a bicycle one. It sort of screws onto something, probably a bike. Trying to get a really good flash on it. Reflectors are always difficult to fucking do, make them flash, so to speak. I don't know if that's turned out, we'll soon find out. But yeah, we're going to redesign the photocopier from scratch, folks. And that's something it's going to take many years, maybe even decades to do. But I do believe it can be done. And that's come up looking better than I thought for a start. It's not bad. At least it's flashing and you can see the colours, which is really nice. I do wonder if I'm going to do another one. So yeah, we want to redesign the photocopier from scratch. We're going to make it last 60 years, the spare parts available for 60 years, and we're going to use artificial intelligence in the software, and we're going to make software apps. We're going to do all sorts of shit that's going to enhance the experience of using a photocopier. Not like the shit we have today, which is bullshit, like we got here in this bedroom, this Konica Minolta piece of crap, which is the company's all about making money and more than creating a positive user experience with a photocopier. So we've got to fucking change the whole fucking way things are done, and not just have a stupid slogan that says something like change the way you do business, which is what one of the old Konica Minolta slogans, and it's shit because they don't change anything. The features remain the same and all the rest of it. They don't know how to make anything new or creative. I think this looks shit, but I got a feeling I might want to work with this one. Just maybe take a section out of that. But yeah, the photocopier industry is full of what you could call smoke and mirrors. It's really quite pretentious. It's all about trying to make something that's really bad look really efficient, and it's like trying to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. It's quite a nasty experience to deal with, but what can you do? The people there in the industry who are in power. They've got the say, they've got everything. They won't give away any secrets or anything. They don't want to become allies. They just want to dominate because they just care about making a load of money out of this electronic shit. And we just got to redesign it. We've got to reduce the use of plastics. We've got to use recycled materials rather than virgin, which is mined materials. We've got to mine the rubbish dumps of the world and the e-waste dumps of the world in places like India and China, which really need help with all this waste disposal. So there's a lot of things that need to be done to make this a better experience for everyone, and everyone gets to live on enough money, and we give money away to charity and other important things for the environment and the human race. We can't just keep the money for ourselves just because we're the CEO, or should I say, because in my books I'm I'm intending on becoming the CEO. That's the position I feel I must have to have full control over the outcome of what we build, because I really believe I'm the only one who knows and cares about what's happening to this project. I don't trust anyone else with it, so I trust only myself, folks, to be honest. So yeah, I just really don't trust anyone else with what I plan to build. And it's got to come as close to perfection as possible without it actually being perfection. You know, maybe get 98% out of 100. To execute it at 98% out of 100. I'm going to use this as a movement piece. So yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I know the photocopier industry doesn't care. Something's got to happen. I have to believe in myself and believe in fate that things will work out, that people like myself who want to do the right thing by the human race and the environment will prevail. It's come up looking interesting. It's not quite what I'm after. But yeah, we got to fucking fight for the environment. We got to fight for the fair, humanity. The world isn't going to improve if someone doesn't stick their hand up and say, I want to be in this, that I want to challenge the status quo. Look, I have to not be afraid of companies like Konica Minolta. If I have to defame them, I have to defame them. If they want to try and sue me, they can try, but I'm not stupid enough to end up in that situation. I believe in myself enough to get me through this shit. But these companies don't care, and they just want to walk all over you. You know, they think they rule. They think they fucking rule when they really suck like shit. They suck like fuckwittery. And we can't have those kind of people running big corporations anymore. And apparently the average CEO only has an IQ of around 104.7. That's the average IQ. So you can see if that's the case, that's why the world is in such a mess, because we have basically monkey brains running the show. And that's why it's all fucked up. And we can't live like that much longer, folks. That's come up looking really quite nice. I think we can work with that. Yeah, so you have to fucking show these monkey brains that they don't rule, and they can stomp their feet and rattle their sabres against you and say, look, we're going to take you to court, we're going to sue you for defamation. Well, fuck you, Konica. You're not going to get me. Nah. Suck shit, Konica. Konica fucking Minolta. Nah. Fuck yous. I don't care what you think of me, Konica. You can go take your suing. You can sue me and fucking sue the fucking pants off me, bitches, because you won't get there. You're not as smart as I am, you fuckwits. Of course, Shoei Yamana is no longer the CEO who got another asshole. Well, you assume he's an asshole because the spare parts to this machine were discontinued in March this year in 2023. So there's no more reliable source of spare parts for this piece of equipment, which is just a little bit less than I got this machine on a bank loan back in 2018 in April, so it's been just under 5 years that the spare parts have been finally discontinued the manufacturer, as I was expecting. But I'm not going to let Konica Minolta and their bullshit prevail. I'm going to fight them, and I'm going to get on the 6 o'clock news. I'm getting on Channel 9. But this could spread all over the place. I have engaged social media. I've been working on social media now for more than a decade. I've been working on my TV campaign for more than a decade. So when this thing goes off, this thing will blow like fucking popcorn everywhere. Pop everywhere, and companies like this, Cornica Minolta, can try to hide, but they can't. They try to run and they can't hide. So I'm not going to fucking be afraid of them. I'm not going to show my fucking fear, because I don't fear the bitches. They can go try and sue me and get me for defamation, but we're going to build a better copier system in the future. Imagine having apps instead of these controls that are just fixed, and using what would be called legacy software, which means it's just old software being used for newer models. And having this, they just keep changing the hardware, which is really bad for the planet. It's best to keep the equipment functional rather than having to even recycling is not as good as keeping the machinery functional, so it's best to keep it going. But they don't want to do it that way because they make more money, and the thing is, I can't afford to replace this machine. I've got the bank loan continuing into next year, a year after 6 years, and this machine could become effectively a dead piece of shit that I'll still be paying for, and I won't have a machine in this room to work with, and that's going to be a disaster because I have to get on the 6 o'clock news, and as long as I'm not on the news, I've got to keep working at this shit, and this dumb company doesn't care, and I'm not rich. I had to take out a bank loan to pay off a smaller increment, and I was hoping I'd be out of this place long before then, but I had a gut feeling I was going to run into overtime. I know Channel 9 probably don't like me either. They're just about rich and successful people and famous people. I'm trying to get recognised also as an artist and getting in touch with my partner Luigi, because I can't make this photocopier dream come true if I'm not with Luigi. I've got disabilities that have to be corrected with some technology. We've got Elon Musk, believe it or not, working on a thing called Neuralink, which is like neuroprosthetics for the brain. And he's just trying to he's almost there and getting human trials. So hopefully if my brain can be fixed, I'll be able to get stuck in. And that's come up looking quite a treat. I think we can now call this demo quits.